Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a wee while since we've done one of these. It's the first one, 2023. It's episode 6 of the Bus Stop. That little look behind the curtain in the Boys Say Bus. That little breaking down the fourth wall, if you want to call it that. As I always say, the 10-minute, 15-minute, it's probably going to go about 20 minutes, maybe more.
Once I've started waffling.
We Blether between myself and Russell Boyce. A wee catch up, if you will. So, Mr. Boyce, how the devil are you, mate?
Good, Phil. It was. I didn't really get a chance to say Happy New Year, everyone. So, a big Happy New Year, everyone on the bus, of course. There was a small matter of yesterday's action that kind of
just a small matter, yeah.
Just took up a wee bit of my mind's landscape, so I didn't have a chance to sort of say Happy New Year to folk and all that. I didn't do one of my cheesy Christmas messages or anything, Phil. So anything similar to that. So I hope everyone has a great 2023, of course, though. And other than that, it was all good. It was relatively quiet. I went to a party where I partied till far too late, but nothing crazy. Do you know what I mean? Not like a 3-day bender. Do you know what I mean? Like more like just into the next morning sort of thing, which is fine for me.
That's what most people do on the old New Year anyway. So no, that makes perfect sense, mate.
Tame for me.
Tame for you. But no, as you did say, obviously there was a small matter of a game that happened as well, which did obviously get in the way of wishing any Happy New Year, but I would say it was a Happy New Year for the men in hoops, as Ian Crocker once said. Because, a positive result in the end for Celtic. Now that the dust has settled a wee bit on it, Russell, we're more than 24 hours after it now, how are you feeling, looking back on it? Because PMP yesterday, it was lively. Great numbers on it as well. Great opinions from Mark and Terry. The analysis on it, fantastic. But I said now, the dust is starting to settle. I noticed the pattern is repeating. The cycle is repeating. They got, in their mind, a good result, and it's shown that, Michael Beale's got his number. I think I said this on Bustalgia on Friday night. If they were to get, say, a draw, it'll suddenly be, Michael Beale, he's amazing, he's this and that. And lo and behold, the media are doing exactly that, mate. It's almost like you could read a book and you can see it coming. The playbook, you'll get out the Scottish media playbook. But how's your mind at the moment after all of that?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great. The dust is settled now, put it that way. And I don't think it was a great Celtic performance, but at the same time, I still think up until a moment of madness for Joe Hart and probably combine that with Taylor coming off. Two of those things seem to just completely upset the flow, upset the momentum of the game. And to be honest, we didn't really recover at any stage from that. And I didn't think we were going to carve up the chance that we did. Of course, more fool me because we've consistently done that this season and last, where we play right to the final whistle. But I think obviously now there's a lot of whilst there, there'll be the two sides will accuse each other, Phil, of rewriting how the game went, because now there's a huge focus from them on, Beale's got Angie's number already, and that is just laughable. I think everyone knows that. I think it's more erring into the territory now where they're verging on celebrating the draw, again, and it's like that's kind of like banter year sort of stuff. So, I think they've got to be quite careful how much they over-egg it. If you think that means they've got his number, is it just that they're buzzing, that they maybe dominated the game for the majority of it, for once? I don't think it was that much to shout out about. But I also feel Celtic are going to rewrite it and deflect from what was a poor performance now onto the referees. Now, there's two sides to it. If Celtic share the same views that the fans do, including myself, by the way, in terms of the penalty decisions, then they're going to need to, at some point, Phil, find the testicular fortitude to challenge the powers that be. It's that simple. They need to do it at some point, because right now you can't keep giving the benefit of the doubt that these decisions are just, it's went against Celtic again. It's went against Celtic this time again. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the Aberdeen one for the yesterday as well, and
I haven't seen that. No.
Pretty similar, given a penalty, in the same day. So people are saying they might have refreshed their thinking on the handball rules since the World Cup. Haven't watched that. Well, bullshit to that, Phil. I just think when I look at it and you see the stills, the one thing you just cannot legislate for is yet again a referee not being offered the opportunity to referee the game himself and look at that monitor. Now, by all means, John Beaton has form, and we've got more than suspicions about where his allegiances lie, and he may well have turned it down anyway. But then we've got an individual we can sort of call out. Right now it's Willie Collum because we know he was in the VAR room, but they just seem to have this crazy power where clear and obvious, and that is clear and obvious for a referee to make a final call on, isn't given to Celtic. But we'll find out what happens. I thought there might have been some sort of comment for Celtic today, but lo and behold, there hasn't.
No, of course there hasn't. Funny enough, there was a clip doing the rounds yesterday on Twitter, on social media, one of those, if you're a good lip reader type moments. And I think, in fairness, at first, when you do see the clip, it'll make your blood boil because you take it out of context. You've only seen like a 5-second clip, but it seems to me that John Beaton, and amongst that penalty thing with Connor Goldson, whatever Celtic player is standing next to him is telling him, it's most likely they're telling him to go and look at the monitor. And he clearly words what he says is, it's not up to me, or it's not up to me, or something like that. That's what appears to be said.
Yeah.
But people were taking it as that was his actual decision wasn't up to him. So they're like, so who referees the game? And it's like, no, I think it was a case of he only needs to get told by, he can only get told by the person in the VAR room, in this case, Willie Collum, you have to go and look at that. But even at the same time, surely Beaton should be able to say, put the question back on him and say, should I go and look at this? Instead, he's just standing there waiting. Then. He's just standing waiting. Aye.
Just let the dialogue be able to be heard. It's between two refs. It ain't picking up any foul language. They're both professionals. It would give you, and it would give fans, it would just so nip in the bud the way that they're thinking. I don't see why they need to have this crazy amount of protection. Like, you can't hear Willie Collum or John Beaton's conversation, or try and get into their thoughts. Well, why not? Because instead we're picking apart their personalities, their characteristics, who they are as a person, because we're guessing as to what leads them to these sort of outcomes. And I just think that's really unhealthy, Phil. That it's just that I just think there could be there's really easy moves to make it more transparent. And I think mic the two their conversation up. And if Willie Collum has turned around in that debate and says, remember the IFAB rule, John, right? And that means that then fine, right? Amazing. But I'm going to bet you that didn't happen.
No.
And therefore, why is he not being offered the opportunity to check it? But fuck it. Well, I mean, we're seeing it all the time. And it won't go away until, as I say, Celtic seriously get serious about, well, seriously get serious, but you know what I mean? Until they, take a real lead on this here and start, building the dossier up. The dossier is there now of these decisions that have went either for them or against them. I don't mean for Celtic, I mean against Celtic in terms of the decision made, like penalise Celtic, or a decision for Celtic not being given. So we're getting the worst of both camps right now, undeniably. I think there was an article in the Herald that Marcus shared in the group chat and stuff, and I read it, and the guy's like, it's undeniable since VARs came in. It's been harsh on Celtic.
It has, yeah. We've definitely been suffering more than most with some of the bizarre decisions, and the handball rule seems to change from one week to another. No referee seems to have any consistency. But my fear is still lingering, where we will wait till the day that unfortunately we drop points somewhere, and then Celtic will probably say something about it, and it's like, oh, Celtic,
looks
don't
childish
do
that way.
It does. They've had so many opportunities, but hopefully we don't have to cross that bridge. And Celtic, in spite of VAR and all of its shenanigans, can continue motoring on. Because obviously now the team's going into a nice wee run of, there's 13 games from now until the split, and we have got 8 home games and 5 away games, which isn't too bad, all things considered, because I don't see many teams coming to Celtic Park and taking points off us. And that would also include a game against Rangers at Celtic Park. Last time, obviously, we played them there. We absolutely thrashed them 4-0. But I suppose, Mickey Beale's in charge now. So, we've got to worry about that. But you said earlier on about them sort of rewriting history and celebrating the draw. They've got forum for that. I can remember very vividly the time they beat us 1-1 under Murty, and then beat us 0-0 a year later under Murty. The way that they, Celtic must be the only team that's lost games that have ended in a draw, where it's like all the hype, all the bravado, all the gusto coming out of the game was all how great Rangers were. It's like, but they still didn't win the game. So, yeah, this is another one of those scenarios again where, let's be real, it was 8 minutes of madness early in the second half where Celtic just imploded. But I always felt yesterday watching it, there's going to be a chance late on. There's got to be, and fair play to Kyogo. I mean, I talked in the pre-show about the composure thing with Kyogo and Maeda, both of them showed serious composure, because given what we've seen with Kyogo, you wouldn't have been surprised if he'd skied that over the bar, sadly, but no, he made sure he finished that perfectly when that came back to him. And a frantic moment in the game, minutes to go, the box is clustered with players, it just rolls back to him, and he made sure there was no mistake this time, didn't thrash at it, just picked his spot. Great finish, and it's good to see him get off the mark, because I've seen people in the chat out there about saying, they're worried he would become like the Morelos for us, where all the hype going into every game about Kyogo, and he'll never ever score against them, or so finally he's off the mark. Hopefully that continues, Russell.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both of them showed the composure that were, they probably both lacked in the Champions League, but if that shows that they're learning from it, they've learned from the experience of being in the Champions League, then brilliant. Not that, it's all on them either. It's important that if we get chances for any player, but I just think those two to both get a goal each after drawing blanks in the Champions League group stage will have felt pretty good.
Oh, definitely will have. But let's now talk about some positives for the Bus, because obviously 2022 is now over. We recently had the 1 year celebration of the channel. Things are going from strength to strength. It's a new year, new me, and all that stuff, Russell. So, is there anything you want to obviously talk about in terms of some new shows or anything that might be coming up? Something for the viewers to look forward to in 2023, if there's anything you can confirm just now?
Well, Judgment Day, we alluded to in December, would be coming, and Judgment Day is coming. So Mark's obviously someone who, first and foremost, has the courage of his convictions to give strong opinion on a platform that's getting X amount of thousand fucking views, etc. Right, and I think there's a refreshing honesty to that. I certainly don't think it's opinions for the sake of it from Mark whatsoever, and I think as well the fact that you get a direct answer when you ask a direct question is something that the Bus should be making the most of, shall we say. Yeah. And I think undeniably getting Mark on his own, a pre-recorded show, 3 questions a week, the 3 best questions, or we'll draw them at random. I've not decided on that yet.
Yep.
And the questions now that are out there right now, or the post is out there for people to get their questions into Mark. Tomorrow night we'll record it. He's going to answer direct into the camera, 3 questions from the viewers. So it's good. It's more interaction as well, which I like. But Judgment Day will then get posted probably tomorrow night. I'm just trying to think. We've got the Wednesday club. Maybe post it Thursday morning. Let it get a good run at it in the day. So, but either way, Judgment Day is coming. So look forward to that. Obviously, another person who's really been shining of late and coming to the fore has been your co-partner on the old Bustalgia. Big Liam. I mean, Liam's got a fascinating background, fascinating life even right now, and I think you would. We've got a couple of ideas for a concept show that could work with him.
Yeah, there's every time I think we do Nostalgia on a Friday night with Liam, and usually in this stage here where we're backstage, we're off air and we're just having a wee blather about how things are. I think I learned something new for Liam about his life every single week. Fascinating guy, met lots of amazing people over the years. Incredible, just the stuff that he throws out there. It's just I can't believe the life you've lived, mate. And I think the viewers would get a real kick out of exploring that more, because I certainly get a kick out of it when I listen to the guy. I'm like, oh, this. And it's incredible, absolutely incredible. But yeah, that would be fantastic. But yeah, you need to keep our eyes peeled for that one, because it'd be phenomenal to see. And speaking again just of the channel, obviously numbers are up because subscribers are still going in the right direction, or they're going up. We've seen a lot more interactions and so forth, numbers on the channel in terms of views. Brilliant. If you've been utilizing something you wanted to utilize for a while, now that you finally figured out how to do it, you're absolutely over. You're like Terry Robb with that new app that he's been spamming the WhatsApp group with. You're like, oh, a short YouTube Shorts. Although in fairness to the viewers, Russell sent me an email a couple months ago about it, and the way YouTube explained how to do the shorts is a complete
madness.
It is madness. I couldn't even figure it out. But eventually, Russell, you've managed to figure it out. You've been utilising shorts, and obviously, as you said, alluded earlier on, utilising the communities page as well.
Yeah. Well, this is it. We want to, there's no point in saying, oh, we're a crazy interactive channel and all that because we bring up comments on a screen, It's more than that. So now you're trying to do the wee shorts to let people who've maybe missed the show, it's like a wee sort of clip from it, and they go, fucking hell, I need to get into the sort of meat and bones of that conversation. I'll dive in and watch it. And then the other aspect is obviously the community, whether it be a poll, whether it be a bit of banter about the pie in a roll that we had the other week, whether it be the getting the questions into the judge for Judgment Day. All of these things are building up. The community's, the community, man. I don't like being all cheesy with stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But like, I do think it's healthy to have more interaction than just being like bringing up comments when we're talking,
yeah, of course,
post-match or whatever. So I think that side of it's been really refreshing. We just passed the other day the 400,000 views in total mark, which was pretty cool.
That's good.
And yesterday we shot up 36 to 40 subscribers, which for a channel our size is fucking massive. So a massive thanks to everyone who's done that. A big shout out as well to those who were really kind over the Christmas period, particularly like Belly, like Chunks of My Trunks, and anyone else, by the way, as well, who, decided to put in a wee kind sort of tip, donation, whatever it was, in the comments when we were doing some shows over the festive period. It was never asked for, it was never requested. It's massively appreciated, and it will go back into something creative for the bus. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, that night was a madness between Belly and Chunks of My Trunks. That was an experience, that one. But yeah, as all appreciated, and it will go to good use. There's no doubt about it. Because we can't thank them enough for that, and that's just a ringing endorsement that we must be doing something right, I guess. So this humble little channel, Russell, is going from strength to strength. So you should be proud of that, mate.
Well, that's it. I mean, I just think when you're posting the community and all that page, and you're seeing all the even if it's just a like that you're getting, for just posting something, it's class. Do you know what I mean? The only recommendation I would make is don't go on it when you're mad with it, Phil. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you'll end up having to delete it and backpedal, for the first time. Do you know what I mean? But I just think I think using the community page, using the shorts, and obviously now doing shows like this, which it's under 20 minutes really. Judgment Day is going to be 10 to 15 minutes. I think these things are all quite good because they're giving a variety in what people are getting the opportunity to watch.
Indeed. And just speaking of interactions on the channel, before we sign off, I will remind you, dear viewer, in the camera there, to do all of that good stuff. Of course, if you've enjoyed listening to me and Russell have a wee 20-minute waffle here just on what's going on, you want to see more of that, or just more of any of the content on the bus, and you're not a subscriber yet, then by all means, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. And there's a little bell button next to it as well. Make sure that you click that so you get notifications when we go live, because majority of the shows on the channel are live. We just there's no editing or anything here. We just go live. Fuck it. Get the interactions with the chat and so forth. That's the best way to do it. So yeah, we just go out there live. Put it out there. Just go, no mistakes or anything. If we make an error, who cares? Obviously, and again, just hit the like button, and exactly, nobody cares, mate. Nobody cares. And yeah, obviously the like button helps massively. Any interaction is a good interaction because it helps the old algorithm of the channel. YouTube loves an interactive channel, so obviously hit that like button. And yeah, obviously leave a comment under this as well. I know the bus stop always garners a lot of comments after the show has went out, and share it on Twitter as well, and Facebook, and any other social media platform.
No worries. No, but yeah, just everyone have a brilliant new year. May it be prosperous and all that. Carry on. But yeah, and thanks for being on the bus.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you later in the next one. See yous.
Cheers.